Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at a case where numerous police officers walked up to an innocent man, rightfully parked on a public road, and harassed him by demanding ID. On December 27, 2023, an auditor named Travis Hines was parked near a Lowe's home improvement store in Illinois at around 1 a.m., where he was simply resting during a road trip. He is known to travel around the country and document his police interactions wherever he goes. This encounter was also captured by him on his camera. Let's watch the footage.
Hey, yeah, good. Hey, can I help you?
Yeah, I just saw you parked over here. Wanted to make sure everything was okay with you. Ask you what you were doing here.
What do you mean? Ask me what I'm doing here.
What's that?
What's the other choices? Just multiple choice?
No, it's just one choice. Just curious what you're doing parked here.
Yeah, what are the choice experiences in that?
An excuse as to why you'd be parked on private property?
This is private property?
Indeed, sir, it is.
Who owns it?
Lowe's, the company.
Yeah, I didn't really see any sign that said it was private.
It is a parking lot for a...
No, it's private. It's a parking lot?
Yes, indeed. Do you have your ID with you, sir?
Can I see yours?
No, you cannot. But you will need to give me yours.
Okay. Why can't I see yours?
Because I'm a police officer in a uniform, so it's clear to you who I am and what I am. It has my name right here on my vest.
Okay, what's your name? Oh, you're kind of shining a light on me.
Yeah, I know.
Need some light? Put some light on.
Carbondale 310s. You get a return on the 20th. So I need your ID or your driver's license, please.
Let's exchange some ID.
Okay.
Where's your ID?
You can try running around. Excuse me?
Where's your ID?
It's right here. B. Burris.
Burris?
Yep, that's my name tag for the Carbondale Police Department. You're in Carbondale, Illinois.
Yep, Carbondale. Burris, okay. So, I think I've seen Burris names before.
Okay.
Like B-U-R-R-I-S?
That is correct.
Alright, yeah.
I don't know why you don't want to hand me your ID.
No, let's
Because
exchange.
okay. Well, you're still not doing it though. You just keep saying let's exchange, and I've provided you my information, so now I'll need you to do the same for me.
What's your partner's name?
Okay. Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to answer any more of your questions if you're not going to cooperate with me.
No,
so why don't you show me some respect, and I'll show you the same. If you can hand me your ID.
What's your partner's name? Show me some respect. Just find out who everybody is.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'd be happy to do that if you're willing to cooperate with me.
Yeah.
Why don't you show some good faith to me and hand me your ID like I asked?
Do you recall what I told you?
As seen in the footage, Officer Burris with the Carbondale Police Department pulled up in his patrol vehicle and immediately approached Mr. Hines' car while directly flashing a light into it. This flashlight of his soon plays a significant role in this encounter. More on that in a bit. But anyway, in case you missed it, Officer Burris was captured on camera completely opening Mr. Hines' driver's side door without permission. He simply claimed that he was checking on Mr. Hines and wondering what he was doing. This was actually none of Officer Burris' business at all. It's clear that Mr. Hines was now being detained. Note that the process of being stopped and held by officers is also known as a Terry stop. If you were patted down to check for weapons, your Terry stop has become a stop and frisk. But in order to conduct a Terry stop or stop and frisk, all a law enforcement officer or citizen needs to detain someone is reasonable suspicion. This is a much lower bar than what is needed for an arrest. In other words, when an officer can articulate why they believe you could be involved in a crime, they can detain you. Most importantly, you should not be detained for a long period of time, especially when the crime is minor. In this case though, there appears to be absolutely no crime being committed. We heard Officer Burris claim that Mr. Hines was in a parking lot which was private property, but this is exactly why this entire encounter is unlawful and illegal. If we look at the map which pinpoints exactly where Mr. Hines was parked, we can see that it was in fact off the Lowe's home improvement property and instead on a public road called North Gladys Drive. Officer Burris was essentially lying about his reasons for detaining Mr. Hines and actually had no reasonable suspicion to conduct a Terry stop. Despite this, Officer Burris continued to demand ID from Mr. Hines as if it would contribute to his non-existent investigation.
I don't know. I've been speaking a lot of gibberish here since I got out with you.
I think you might be drinking some energy drink or something. You are rushing this conversation.
Wait, I'm not. I've got all night. I'm just trying to make sure I know who I'm talking to. That's always what helps me. So.
Yeah, you're Burris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the owner of my car.
Okay.
But what's the partner's name? I thought it's somebody else here.
Sir, are you gonna get your ID?
Well, what's everybody's name?
Okay. Why don't you step out for me?
Yeah. I'll do that. No
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I got a couple of blankets on here.
I see that. Yeah, it's cold tonight.
I mean, it's not easy to see the blankets when you keep flashing that light in my eye.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got enough cameras, huh?
Yeah.
So you got a YouTube channel, is that right?
Yeah, it's
okay.
To record my drives.
Cool. Where are you coming from?
Oh, just driving. Yeah, you can see I got text too.
I see that.
What time is it?
It is a little after 1 in the morning.
Okay. We got Burris so far. Okay. Got my shoes up here. I'm gonna toss the shoe down here. I have another shoe up here.
Slip-ons.
Yeah. There, see, my feet are kind of large, so this actually, I cut them for comfort there. They're not
Still nothing on that one either.
Slip-ons.
To who? Travis?
We got Burris. Oh, I wanna get this. It's a baggie.
What you got in there?
My car key. Alright.
Oh, you locked your light out over there.
Something fell?
Yeah, your light that you stuck on the side of your car there.
Did it fall all the way? Okay.
Not quite.
What's the matter with this thing? You can turn on, can't you? Yeah, the cold weather tends to
I see that, yeah.
mess with my cameras.
Yeah. So what's your name?
Yeah, I got Burris, my last name. Oh yeah, and Knight, as in Knight Tunny. Man, what do we do with these cameras?
I don't know, you might want to check on your batteries maybe or something.
And then we got
the Daily Roamer of YouTube.
Yeah, you guys like to point out
that
I should be able to see your name tags, but I can't. Especially when you got your light shining in my face like that.
It's not on your face, it's on your chest right there.
No, there's...
Hey, what's your name?
It may not be directly.
What's your name?
I'm trying to see his name.
What's your name, sir?
You want to tell me, or?
This is
Officer
LaDove. There you go, now you know all of us. Now how about you tell me your name, like I've asked you.
L-A-D-O-V-E?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
my last name is Hines.
Hines. What's your first name?
Oh, alright. Alright, Burris, what's your first name?
Brandon.
Brandon Burris? Yep. Okay.
Rupert and Jerry. What's your first name?
Rupert LaDove. I want to get the first names and last names correct.
Yep. What's your first name?
Rupert LaDove, and then, Jerry Knighton.
What's your first name?
Yes, Travis.
Travis.
So now we got the...
Where are you from, Travis?
I'm just a traveler.
You're just a traveler?
Yes,
what brought you to Carbondale?
Who brought me to Carbondale?
No, I said what brought you to Carbondale?
You
just
got quite a tactic with your light. I don't understand why it has to be in my face.
It's not. It's right here on your chest.
You see what I look like, but you still have to continue to see what I look like. You can't show me any respect. I find this disrespectful.
Okay.
You're talking about respect. And
it's not in your face, Travis. It's right here on your chest.
This car is all beat up too. Wow. Like I got like a roll or something. Or
how long have you been in town?
Just a couple days. I don't know. I'm new to the area. I don't know.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Well.
Note that Officer Burris had asked Mr. Hines to step out of his vehicle during their conversation. And not just that, he continuously demanded that Mr. Hines show some form of ID. All these practices resemble an encounter between law enforcement and a criminal. But we've already discussed how Mr. Hines had done nothing wrong to be detained. In the state of Illinois, you cannot be forced to show an ID. You can be required to identify yourself only if the police reasonably suspect that you are in the process of committing a crime or committed a crime and you are in a public place. The police think you are part of a crime, and the police tell you that they are police. Judging by this information, it's clear as day that Mr. Hines was not obligated to show ID. and certainly did not need to step out of his vehicle. He was well within his rights to remain inside and refuse to answer any questions. Also, when an officer by means of physical force or show of authority has in some way restrained the liberty of a citizen, a seizure has occurred and the Fourth Amendment protections kick in. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause. Lastly, we've heard Mr. Hines complain about how Officer Burris relentlessly flashed the light at him, which was blinding his eyes. But Officer Burris denied that and claimed that the light wasn't shining into his eyes in the first place. Let's continue watching the footage and notice how the flashlight remains pointed at Mr. Hines' face.
So, I mean, I'll admit
are you just traveling through just for your YouTube channel,
I'm not sticking around.
You know
here.
people here in Carbondale, or why did you choose this area to park?
Why did I come? I don't know. Why do you live here? What do you like about?
I live here because I grew up here and I work here.
Are you stuck here? I mean, you just
I choose to be here.
Just a place you decided to stick around.
Where are you from, Travis?
How about everybody? You guys. What's that? How long have you been working at Carbondale?
Where are you from, Travis?
How long have you been working?
Your registration's out of Wisconsin. Is that where you're from?
How long have you been working here?
Quite a while.
Quite a while. Okay. I mean, that's a pretty easy question to answer. I mean, how long have you been working on the force?
Quite a while.
Quite a while. That's pretty generic.
Are you all right?
Well, I think that your answers are pretty lame. I mean, they don't really give much information about yourself.
That's correct.
What you're doing here.
It's for good reason. I don't give personal information.
Were you called? People. Oh, okay. All right. You're kind of pleading the fifth, kind of not.
No, as a police officer, I don't have to plead the fifth. I'm here because I was conducting a business check on this establishment. Saw your car parked illegally in the parking lot. And I came to investigate as to what you're doing here because it could either potentially be a suspect in a burglary or a theft. I don't know.
How many
it's
cars?
My job to be inquisitive about that at 1 o'clock in the morning.
You can ask questions. Yeah, 1 o'clock's the perfect time to be asking. I'm going to get some water here. You can't really see very well. Just a little water bottle. With a little dry mouth.
Well, are you nervous?
So how many parking spaces are
Do I make you nervous, Travis?
You're calling this a parking lot? That's interesting.
It's a thoroughfare for the parking lot to Lowe's here. This is where delivery trucks and things like that would park, not vehicles just out hanging out.
You think I'm illegally parked?
That's correct.
Am I too close to a parking, or too close to a fire hydrant?
Travis, hey.
I know
that you're doing this for your YouTube channel, and that's fine. That's cool. I don't care.
Doing it. I'm sure you guys are recording
I think if you're gonna go this route, though, you probably want to make sure that you're asking legitimate questions.
Yeah, I'm asking how many spaces.
So now that we've established that you're not here doing anything other than just trying to make it on YouTube, I think we can go ahead and end this interaction because it's obvious that.
Yeah, I mean...
You're not really a concern for me. So.
I'm curious about Carbondale. I'm not a concern to you, you say?
No, sir.
In his own words, Officer Burris just claimed that Mr. Hines was of no concern to him. He essentially just exposed himself and disclosed the fact that he detained Mr. Hines, asked him to step out, and demanded ID, all while knowing that no crime was being committed. On top of that, it's rather concerning how the whole accusation of being illegally parked suddenly disappeared, even though that was the main concern that allegedly prompted this encounter. But Mr. Hines had his experience with such tyrannical cops, so he decided to intentionally drag the situation to expose the officers present on the scene. Also, continue paying attention to Officer Burris's flashlight and all of the officers' facial expressions.
Yeah, I'm curious about Carbondale.
It's a college town.
Seems like you guys are a little tense. Like maybe you get some problems around here.
It has its issues, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of noticing little issues here and there as I've looked around. Well, I mean, I see that there is a little homeless activity.
Yeah, we do have a homeless population.
I got a couple of these hats from that park over there. So I know that this farmland is private property.
It is.
We're on a public.
How do you know that?
Because I researched a little bit.
Okay.
Man, you are very offensive with your light.
It's on your chest,
every time I try to make
eye contact,
it's on your chest, bro.
It's pointed right there, bud.
Well, every time I try to make eye contact, I'm getting blinded. So I'm going off my senses.
Sure.
But so just I know this is private property. Yeah. No. I go by my senses. I
understand. It's okay.
My senses don't lie to me. It's like a dog's nose doesn't lie to it.
I get it, man.
But I know it's private property on the farmland, and then it's like a public property, green space.
Can I ask you something? Like, why'd you come from? You're from Wisconsin, you said?
Well, I'm just a traveler. I'm traveling around.
So what do? Do you just travel and do like YouTube?
I like to look at different places. I
mean, that's cool.
I go around and just get familiar with places like up north of here, South Central Illinois.
This is an appropriate time to discuss how Officer Burris was intentionally, out of complete mischief, shining his flashlight in a way that was clearly and obviously blinding him. We can even spot instances where Officer Burris moves the light up directly in Mr. Hines' face. Now, it's important to highlight that the police shining a light on someone's face can be considered a seizure, and definitely not a consensual encounter. We can relate Mr. Hines' encounter to a case from 2014 titled State v. Purvis. In this case, the police overstepped the line by yelling at a citizen to stop while shining a light in his eyes, and then citing him for operating a vehicle while intoxicated because his eyes were watery and glassy. Ultimately, all evidence of the OVI charge were excluded, and the OVI charge itself was also dropped. Note that flashlight beams emit a powerful and concentrated light source that can potentially cause temporary impairment to the vision. When a flashlight is shown directly into an individual's eyes, the intense beam overwhelms the light-sensitive cells in the retina, leading to a temporary loss of vision.
This video with you guys to go on my cop channel.
Oh, so you got a cop channel?
Yeah.
Which is what, just your interaction with police?
Yeah, because it happens, you know, with you guys so much.
Really? Why is that?
Well, I mean, you know what you're doing, so I mean.
I think you know what you're doing, Travis.
I know. I see what you guys.
And I think that you parked here specifically to get a police interaction.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Okay, so I'm intentionally attracting three cop cars, to my spot without any calls. You guys one guy saw me, and then
just being proactive out here checking our businesses like we're supposed to do.
Yeah, and then you had to call everybody else for the big.
I didn't call anybody. They just heard me out with you and came to help.
I'll be out with this
that's
guy,
correct.
and it's easy spot to reach. Yeah, if that's what you wanna what you wanna say, I've my cars look different with other interactions, and yeah, it's 1 a.m. That's suspicious because. Nighttime, you guys are night cops, and that's just a great time for you guys to really watch over people because there's so fewer people on the road. You guys, anything that just jostles a little bit is going to be suspicious for you night cops. That's just great.
You're kind of rambling, Travis. I'm not following you.
I'm telling you that you guys are not in the public's eye as much.
I'm just curious, bro. How do you purchase all these cool cameras?
Well, you guys have bought them for me, really, with your aggressive behavior. It kind of
so
people
cops are
want to
like
watch that.
Mean to you, and then you like sue them and shit?
Yeah, I've been arrested just over my ID.
Well, we're not.
So why wouldn't you want to just? I mean, I don't get it. Like,
what?
When you got arrested, what happened with that?
They're over ID.
Yeah.
You don't understand the ID thing?
No, I don't. I mean,
okay.
It depends on what state too. Illinois has different
just,
laws.
It's simple. I think it's simple. I mean, when I ask you for your ID in exchange, you say no, I don't have to give you my ID.
That's correct.
And I'm like, what's protecting you from not having to give me your ID?
Because that's why we wear a uniform with our name on it.
Okay. Well, there's a little step back you could take. Maybe police policy, your department policy.
Yeah.
But where do they get that from? Where do they derive that right from? All right. There's
the
a little
right
something.
To what?
Right to not have to surrender your documents. All right.
Because this is my document. This identifies me as a public servant for the city of Carbondale, which is where you are.
Yep. Okay.
There's a difference between requesting ID from an officer and them having the right to not show you that, and us having the right to tell you to show us your ID and you having to do that by lawful order.
Okay, what? Okay,
that's the difference.
But what protects us from having to surrender our documents and papers to somebody?
But do you understand why we need your documents on certain things like traffic stops and stuff like that?
You don't need any. I mean, you can ask.
Go ahead.
And you can demand, and you could get a judge to sign off. No, I have constitutional rights. You have your motivations. You're representing the city, and you want to.
It's not even that. It's like we have a job to do, and we're just trying to do a good job at it.
Yeah, you want to make the complainer happy. There's no complainer with this. you're like anticipating a possible complaint by being proactive.
You're a pretty interesting dude.
Well, I've traveled quite a bit.
Since when? Like how long? For how long?
Over 10 years.
Really?
It'll be 11 in January. So.
Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
Oh, I'm older.
I'm 33.
33. Okay, I'm 48.
Oh.
Bulldozing, like your buddy, kind of bulldozing in, like they had too many energy drinks. They didn't have time.
No,
to think
honestly,
through.
what I think, you know, he's been here for a long time. He's our sergeant, and he's seen a lot of things. You know what I mean? And he knows to always be in control of the situation and stuff like that. And
oh yeah, yep.
Hopefully you can understand where he's coming from. It's hard to. But
oh yeah, if you just got in a fire fight.
At this point, we find out that Officer Burris was actually a sergeant, and this makes the entire ordeal that much worse. It's unbelievable that a sergeant was the one who initiated an unlawful interaction with Mr. Hines, and blatantly misquoted the law by claiming that he was illegally parked when he wasn't even on private property. Anyway, while Mr. Hines spoke to the second officer, Sergeant Burris was in his patrol vehicle running his information through the system. Notice how an officer simply approached a man who was doing nothing wrong, and now ran his personal information through the system to fish for a reason to escalate the ordeal. This ties in with deprivation of rights under color of law, as per the Civil Rights Division of the U.S. Department of Justice. Section 242 of Title 18 makes it a crime for a person acting under color of any law to willfully deprive a person of a right or privilege protected by the constitutional laws of the United States. The offense is punishable by a range of imprisonment up to a life term or the death penalty, depending upon the circumstances of the crime and the resulting injury, if any.
See that? Cops seem to warm up to the cameras.
Okay, Travis, I was able to get your information and check you, so everything's coming back okay.
Well, I know everything's okay.
Okay, well, I could have just done that and we've been gone. We've been done in 2 minutes and been out of here, but
yeah, I told you
try and stay warm tonight, okay?
I was willing to.
All right, let us know if you see anything suspicious around here, all right? Have a good night.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that if there's anything that it looks out of the ordinary.
All right, it was cool talking to you, man. Be safe, okay?
Yeah. Yep.
If you need anything, call us, all right?
Okay.
All right, man.
Yep.
Stay warm in there. It's cold.
I feel fine.
Well, yeah, you got a bunch of layers on.
With the amount of stuff I have. So, all right. Have a good one.
You too.
Ultimately, all the officers left the scene without any further escalation. This alone shows that the initial contact made by Sergeant Burris was unjustified. No crime was committed, and Mr. Hines was held detained for almost 30 minutes without reasonable suspicion. Be sure to check out our previous video, where we cover another outrageous police encounter.